Good morning, students. I hope you are safe and healthy at your homes. And today onwards, I will start the chapter 10, that is the continuation part of chapter 1. The title of the chapter 10 is The Philosophy of the Constitution. The Constitution of a country is the highest legal political document for its governance. Broadly speaking, it is a set of rules that seeks to establish the powers and functions of various institutions of government. But a significant thing about a constitution is that it is not a legal political document alone. It is also defines the relationship between the state and the individuals. It is true that all laws do not have a moral content, but many laws are closely connected to our deeply held values. For example, a law might prohibit discrimination of persons on grounds of language or religion. Such a law is connected to the idea of equality. Such a law exists because we value equality. Therefore, there is a connection between law and moral values also. We must therefore look we must therefore We must therefore look upon the Constitution as a document that is based on a certain moral vision. We need to adopt a political philosophy approach to the Constitution. This is the meaning of the philosophy of Constitution. What do we mean by a political philosophy approach to the Constitution? We have three things in mind. Firstly, we need to understand the conceptual structure of the Constitution. What does this mean? It means that we must ask questions like what are the possible meaning of terms used in the Constitution, such as rights, citizenship, minority, or democracy. Secondly, we must attempt to work out a coherent vision of society and polity, conditional upon an interpretation of the key concepts of the Constitution. We must have a better grasp of the set of ideals embedded in the Constitution. On the last number, justification of values. Our final point is that the Indian Constitution must be read in conjunction with the Constituent Assembly debates in order to refine and raise to a higher theoretical plane the justification of values embedded in the Constitution. A philosophical treatment of a value is incomplete if a detailed justification for it is not provided. Constitution as means of democratic transformation. In the first chapter, we have studied the meaning of the term constitution and the need to have a constitution. It is widely agreed that one reason for having constitution is the need to restrict the exercise of power. Modern states are excessively powerful. They are believed to have a monopoly over force and coercion. What is institution of such states fall into wrong hands who abuse this power. Even if these institutions were created for our safety and well-being, they can easily turn against us. So, we should give a thought on the concept of democratic transformation. Constitution also provide peaceful democratic means to bring about social transformation. Moreover, for a hetero colonized people, Constitution announce and embody the first real exercise of political self-determination. Nehru, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru understood both these points well. Their demand for a constituent assembly, he claimed, represented a collective demand for full self-determination, because only a constituted assembly of elected representatives of the Indian people had the right to frame Indian constitution. Rather, it is a nation on the move throw away the shell of its past, political and possibly social structure, and fashioning for itself a new garment of its own making. Why do we need go back to Constituent Assembly? Means, is there a need to rethink of the Indian Constitution? Why look backwards and bind ourselves to the past? That may be the job of a legal historian, to go into the past and search for the basis of legal and political ideas. But why should students interested in studying the intentions and concerns of those who framed the Constitution? Why this is a need of the time? Why not take account of changed circumstances and define a new normative function of the Constitution? As you are looking on the screen, this is a cartoon from your chapter. This is showing there is a clear emphasis on peaceful and democratic measures for putting this philosophy into practice, because it is committed to freedom, equality, social justice, and some form of national unity. Individual freedom. This is the main feature of Indian Constitution. The first point to note about the Constitution is its commitment to individual freedom. It is not surprising, therefore, that freedom of expression is an integral part of Indian Constitution. So, it is the freedom from arbitrary arrest. After all, infamous Rowlatt Act, which the national movement opposed to vehemently. So, to deny this basic freedom, these and other individual freedoms, such as freedom of consciousness, are part of the liberal ideology. Second point, social justice. When we say that the Indian Constitution is liberal, we do not mean that it is liberal only in the classical Western sense. In the book on the thought, you will learn more about the idea of liberalism. Classical liberalism always privileged rights of the individuals over demands of social justice and community values. Third point, respect for diversity and minority rights. In Indian Constitution encourages equal respect between communities. It would have been very easy to resolve this problem by not recognized communities at all. At most Western liberal constitution do, but this would have been unworkable and undesirable in our country. This is not because Indians are attached to communities more than others. One such right is the right of religious communities to establish and run their own educational institutions. Such institutions may receive money from the government. This provision shows that the Indian Constitution does not see religion merely as a private matter concerning the individuals. All these are the features, and few more features we will study in the next slide. If you have any problem, you can ask. Thank you and have a nice day.